Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're Backyard Musing, broadcasting live Apple Valley in the backyard.
And talking about science and technology again.
Yes, sir. It's a good one, man.
Yeah, this is one. This is cool.
It's not every day aviation history is made, right? But June 2025 marked a real milestone for New York and the world of electric flight. Wright Brothers, 1903, right?
Electric.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, I'm just saying Wright Brothers.
Yeah.
1903, that's when we started flying planes. And cars were just, a decade or two before that? Engines, Model T?
Yeah, probably. I mean, bikes, they made they made a little bike before they made a car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for the first time ever, a passenger-carrying electric plane landed at JFK International Airport, and it wasn't just a test. There were actual people on board, not dummies, but people.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe you could get this could be like an electric bike type situation, right? Where
what's the initial one? Yeah,
you're going to operate maybe you could buy an electric plane and just get like a pilot's license where you could just travel within a certain
radius
area or radius
to Barstow or to Palmdale
right, and then only carry your family. You couldn't do it commercially,
right.
So, but that, I mean, I could see that happening, right? Park that thing in your garage or park in your backyard, because I know they're working on planes that are going to vertical takeoff, vertical land. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So would you like to know more? Would you like to know more about this?
Yeah, here we go. Kyle Clark, founder and CEO of Beta Technologies, was at the controls as the company's electric aircraft flew from East Hampton to JFK. I don't know. Well, we're going to find out.
It's like the Hamptons, so
yeah, so
70 miles.
Yeah, which is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
With 4 passengers on board, the trip covered about 70 nautical miles in just over a half an hour. That's even better, right?
Yeah.
Commuting time and stuff. That's right. A fully electric plane carrying people quietly and efficiently making its way through the skies above New York.
Hey.
Yeah.
Clark put it simply, quote, "This is a 100% electric airplane that just flew from East Hampton to JFK with passengers on it, which was a first for the New York Port Authority and the New York area." He continued his quote, "We covered 70 odd nautical miles in 35 minutes. The message this sent was clear, that electric air travel is here and it's practical."
Okay. The real takeaway isn't just the novelty of the flight, but what it means for the future of getting around. Electric aircraft like this one are quiet, which means happier communities near airports.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They're also much cheaper to operate. As Clark noted, quote, "Charging this thing up and flying it out there costs us about $8 in fuel, even better."
And the fuel is electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to pay for the pilot and the airplane, but fundamentally, it's way less expensive.
Yeah.
Quote, yeah. A lot of pluses here.
Yeah. Passengers on the flight could talk to each other the whole time, thanks to the lack of noisy engines and propellers. That kind of comfort and accessibility is exactly what could make electric air travel a hit with. Okay, so we said propellers. Was this a jet engine?
No, electric engine.
Okay, well, I'm
just like
whether
like
you have
radio control airplanes.
Yeah, but whether you have gas or electric, the propellers are going to make the same noise.
Well, you're not going to have engine noise, right?
Well, you won't have engine, but he said no noise, lack of noisy engines and propellers. Same on the propellers.
Yeah, I guess, but
I'm challenging
what's making most of the noise on a plane, right? It's got to be the propulsion part, the engine.
The engine, definitely.
Yeah. So, anyway.
All right. That kind of comfort and accessibility is exactly what can make electric air travel a hit with commuters and travelers looking for a better way to get from one point to another.
Okay. Transportation companies are already eyeing electric battery-powered aircraft for short city trips, especially those that can take off and land vertically. The idea is to help travelers beat traffic and reduce emissions, all while offering a smoother, quieter ride. Covering all the points here.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe cheaper too.
Yeah.
The Federal Aviation Administration has also stepped in, finalizing new rules in October for pilot training and certification for air taxis. This move was described as, quote, "the final piece in the puzzle for safely introducing these aircraft in the near term." With regulations in place and companies like Beta Technologies pushing forward, the dream of electric air taxis is closer than ever. Where's Musk and
I was going to say, why isn't
And,
Tesla all over this?
Bezos and Bezos,
right?
where are they?
Yeah, why aren't these guys all over that? Beta Technologies, based in Vermont and founded in 2017, is at the forefront of this movement. The company recently raised $318 million to fund production, certification, and commercialization of its electric aircraft, bringing its total funding to over $1 billion. It's not just building planes, it's building the infrastructure needed to support electric flight across the country. So charging stations, right?
I suppose you'd need that at the airports.
Yeah.
To plug in. And
They're
you
not
wouldn't
going
need
to be up in the sky, right?
puny
You're gonna have to
little
land on those
240
things.
volt, you're gonna need some big cables, right?
Yeah, or maybe you know how they fuel planes in the air? Maybe one day there'll be a
Well, that takes skill.
electric charging plane.
That takes skill, man.
Well,
that
they do it with fuel.
That to come up underneath.
They do it with fuel.
Well, Air Force pilots do, not commercial.
No, I know, but it just how many Air Force pilots are there that are ex-military? Probably a lot.
You mean commercial pilots that are
commercial.
Probably a lot.
So,
yeah. The success of this flight is a strong signal that electric air travel is becoming a practical option, not just a futuristic idea. Beta's aircraft can fly up to 250 nautical miles on a single charge, making it ideal for short hops between cities and suburbs. Talk about charging anxiety. You get down to 10%, and you're like, are we gonna ditch?
Yeah, how far will this thing glide?
As more companies join the effort and more charging stations are built, it's easy to see how electric air travel could become a regular part of how we get around, especially in busy urban areas. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what's the real story here? The first passenger carrying an electric airplane touching down at JFK is way more than a cool headline. It's proof that electric air travel isn't just some futuristic thing. It's actually here. It works, and it's ready to shake up how we get around.
Yeah.
With rules that make sense, plenty of investment, and people getting more curious and excited, the future of clean, quiet, and easy to access air travel is looking pretty promising. So
you think John Kerry's going to take advantage of this?
Well, you know what? Let those guys fly around in these things. And then
John Kerry, how come your airplane's not electric? Come on, man.
You don't have to buy carbon footprints.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
He'll never fly in electric.
Probably not.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the afternoon.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.